Now, HTML is a markup language. A markup language means that allows you to put structure in your website. So you can put things like heading, text, paragraph, images, hyperlinks, and videos, etc. Whereas CSS allow you to customize them. Yeah, so with CSS you can customize heading color, a paragraph color, also the image size, the button color, hover effect, etc. Things like those. So HTML is for putting structure in your website, and CSS is for customizing them. So in this video I'm going to give you an introduction to CSS. Let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, this is the website that we have created in HTML. If you haven't seen that, then make sure you check out the other video where I showed you how to create a website in HTML. So this is what we have, and now let's just start with customizing it. So let's just open our HTML file in our text editor, which is Atom. Okay, and let's just split the screen into two parts so we can customize one side, so we can see our website one side and we can write our code in the other side. Okay, like that. Let's just minimize this. There you go. You can do even a bit more. Okay. Now, one thing is there are three different ways to write CSS code. So to customize your design, your HTML code. One thing is inline, so you can write your CSS code right next to an element. Yeah. Other option is to write in your head part, so is invisible, is not in here and it's somewhere else. You store somewhere else within your HTML code. And other way is to write completely separate file. So that's what we're going to be doing. But before that, I'm going to show you how to write inline first of all. So say like I want to write an inline CSS that customize me these two buttons. Yeah. So H1 and H2. And I want to allow, so I want to change the color of this button to red, for instance. Let's see how we can do that. What we can go here. Now after the H1 tag, we have to add another tag, which is style. So style allows us to get CSS styling option to our HTML code. So style, there you go, like so. And inside here, we can add any CSS code we want to customize the H1 tag we have. So let's just do so. Let's just change the color of this heading here, color, and then the colon and red, and then semicolon. So you always end with the semicolon. Yeah, and let's just save it, and let's see. There you go. As you can see, the heading 1 is now changed. Let's just try to customize the H2 heading here. So style, and I'm gonna be adding color F9, F9, F9. Let's see how would that look like over here. So I'm gonna be using the hex code here, and F9, F9, F9. Okay, and then you end with the semicolon here. Let's save it. Let's just see it. Okay, we have used the color, so that now is invisible almost. We're gonna be changing this color to something like 010101. Save it, and then refresh it. There you go. Better. But I'm going to be changing the color to header to something else. So let's just go here and look for the hex code of green. Hex code. Okay. There's 00FF00. 00FF00. Okay. If I just save it, let's just refresh. There you go, we got green. And finally, I'm going to be also customizing the header 3 color here. So on H3, I'm going to be again adding the styling option here. So color, colon, and then I'm going to be adding an RGB value. So and before this, I'm going to be adding RGB. There you go. Now let's just try to save it and update it. Okay, there you go. It's not changed. Is the color changed now? Okay, is it? I think it's changed. I can't see it. Let me just change something else. Guys, sorry, I can't see my screen because I'm using the night mode, so that's why I can't see it, but yeah, that's fine. So it is working. Right, so as you've seen now, we can add a 3 different way color. Yeah, so we can add normal name of a color. You can add the hex code, and you can add RGB color as well. So for the RGB, the only step you have to do is you have to mention RGB beforehand. So RGB and then the value of the color. Yeah, like this. One thing to clarify here is that just because you have assigned the color to specific heading style, it doesn't mean that every heading style will be applied the same color. So this kind of work like the ID on a CSS external sheet. So I'll show you. If I just add another H1 tag, you'll be able to see the color will not be applied. So if I just add a H1 and call this hello, okay, and add another H2 over here and call this hello, okay, and add another H3 to us here and then call fine, okay. Let's just save it and I'll show you. As you can see, they are not applied, so the color is not applied to them. So the inline style thingy for CSS works kind of like the ID in a style sheet, external style sheet. So therefore, the specific style option here will only apply to this specific object. So now I'll just get rid of these unnecessary elements over here, as well as over here. There you go. Now I'm going to be changing the style of this text and making it uppercase. So let's just go here on the H1 style, and after the semicolon, I'm going to be adding another class here. So text transform, okay, and uppercase, okay, and always you have to end with the semicolon there. And now I'll just refresh it. As you can see, it has changed our text over here. Yeah, okay. And also I can change the font size, the font style and everything about it. From here now we can change the font family of it, the font size of it, and all other attributes about the H1 tag. So after the semicolon over here, I'm gonna be change the font family of it to Arial. Yeah. So font family, okay, and then Arial. That's fine. And also I'm going to be changing the font size of it to something a bit bigger, say like 45 for instance. So font size 45 pixel. Perfect. Save it and let's see. There you go. So we got the changes. So yeah, that's how you write inline CSS code. And you could write CSS code for all other tags over here. So for image tag, href, paragraph tag, whatever tags, it's the same thing. So after the tag, you just add a style and then you write your CSS code in there. Now I'll show you the second method to write your CSS code. So, and that is to write CSS codes inside this HTML document, but within this header and not within each of these HTML tags. So for this, after the title, we're gonna be adding another tag called style. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this style, that's fine. And inside here I can just add my styling option. So for instance, for the H1, I'm going to be adding style, just copying this one over here. So there you go, the color, the text transform, the font family and the font size, everything, X, and then just get rid of the style from there and paste it over here. Okay, so text transform, font family, and then font size. Okay, there you go. And same goes for my H2. So H2, and then open curly braces and then close curly braces as well. Inside here, I'm gonna be choosing the style from here. So the color, and get rid of the style from there. Okay, and same goes for my H3. I will indent a bit. Okay, there you go. Color, perfect, and paste over here like so. Okay, so If I just refresh it now, everything should look perfectly the same, so nothing should be changed. Let's see. As you can see, everything is just the same. Nothing has changed. So yeah, this is the second method to write your CSS code within your HTML document. So the first one was inline, so within the HTML tag, and the second one, which is this one, is to write inside your head tag. Yeah, so just keep it separate. Now I can also change the color of my background. Yeah, so if I just go here and then I can target my body, I can color it. So background color yellow, and save it and refresh it. There you go, we have a strong yellow background color over here. Okay, I'll just remove that really. Okay, let me just change to F1, and this is the hex code, so we have to use the hashtag sign over here. Save, and now we should a nice creamy white color. Okay, so the final and the third method option to write your CSS code is write in a separate text document. So let's see how you can do that. Well, for that we're going to be creating another file. So file, new file, and then save this. So file, save as. We can call it anything we like, so style for instance. And after that we have to write .css. So CSS is a styling sheet, so your computer will know that this is a styling sheet, and this can be applied to your HTML code. So there you go, CSS, and then save inside that folder where we saved our previous HTML code. So in my case it's somewhere over here. Okay, save it. If I just open the folder, I will see, there you go. So this is what it looks like, your HTML file. So you got the Chrome sign here because I use Chrome in the web browser, and your style sheet should be a different sign, and you should see a text editor symbol over here. Okay, so yeah, that's to differentiate your CSS and HTML files. Okay, so whatever I write in CSS file will be applied to my HTML. One misconception that I had when I was learning web development, web design, is that if I write CSS code, CSS styling code in a separate CSS file, then my website will take longer to load. But no guys, it doesn't really matter. Okay, now in order to our CSS sheet to work, we have to link it to our HTML file, because now it's not linked. Yeah, just because you saved in the same folder, it doesn't mean that it's linked. So you have to link it manually. So in order to do that, in somewhere in the head tag, we have to use the link keyword. There you go. So link rel and then style sheet, because this is a style sheet, and then where is it? Yeah, so here you have to change to your location. So I'm gonna be just copying the path again. Style, copy this path. Okay, and then paste it over there like so. And then my CSS file is linked with the HTML. Yeah, so I should be able to customize anything. Okay, so in order to test this, let me just copy all of this. So X, sorry, I forgot one. Okay, body, there you go, X. Just get rid of this as well now. Okay, if I just save them, and if I just go here, refresh it, you'll see everything back to normal. So back to the original state, as you can see this. Okay, if I just pasted those things that I've copied, those styling of that I've copied, and save them over here, refresh it, as you can see, all the changes. So that's the third and the most commonly used method or way to write CSS code. So pretty much any web developer, any web designer, even myself, I prefer to separate my style sheet with my web pages. This because, say like if you're working with a small website for like say like 1 page or 2 pages website, then it doesn't matter, you can write inline CSS code. However, if you're working with the large website, so say like 5 pages or above, then is a good way to write your CSS style separately. Because for instance, if you want to change a color of a specific of all the H1 tag, yeah, let's say, it's better to write it separately, so you can just change it, anything over here, and that will be applied to all of the other pages, and that is way convenient. So make sure you separate even earlier now. Try to always keep a separate your style sheet with your actual HTML code. And now if I just go back to my HTML code here and copy my H2 tag, there you go, and paste over here with some other random text, say like just random. Okay, you'll realize one thing is that as I have targeted all the H2 tags over here, that means that this one will be applied as well. So this one will apply the same style as this. Yeah. So let me just show you. If I just refresh it, as you can see, so I have created another H2 tag, but with the same property of my previous H2 tag. Yeah. Because obviously we are targeting the specific, all the generic H2 tag. Okay. Now, say for instance, I don't want that, and I want this one to be blue. Yeah. So how to do that? Well, for this we need to be using something called ID. Okay. CSS have two things: have classes and have ID. So classes you normally declare with a dot. So with this, or if you want to be very specific, so if you want to customize only one thing of a web page, then you have to go for the ID. So ID is the hashtag symbol. This one is ID. Say for instance, I want to customize this text to something like blue color. Yeah, but only apply to this specific H2 tag element over here. So for this, I'm gonna be after the H2 tag, I'm gonna be adding an ID. So ID. So this is element specific, by the way, an ID, and class is general. You can apply class to all the elements, but ID is element specific. I'm gonna call this H2 and mountain. Okay, I'm gonna copy this ID. So Control C. I'm gonna save this HTML page. So and go to my style hashtag and paste the name. Open braces and then color. So assign the color to blue. Okay, let's save it now. But just go back here and refresh it. Okay, it is not applying. Okay, because I've added a space, I don't know why. Let me just do it again. Okay, and if I just refresh it, there you go, it has applied. And yeah, as you can see, my image here is too big, so I'm going to be just try to reduce this size. Yeah, so over here I'm going to be targeting to this image. So I can choose a class here. So class, I'm gonna call this or maybe just image. Okay, and then go back to my style sheet and then customize the image class. So dot image. Okay, and then open braces, and inside here I'm going to be writing some styling option for my image. There you go. If I just save it now and go back and refresh it, as you can see, it has got smaller. So I'm going to be actually changing the value over here, so making about 80%. There you go. That's all for this video, guys. I showed you 3 different ways you can write your CSS styling option. So the first one was inline. The second one was to include inside the head option on your head tag on your HTML page. And third one is to create a separate style sheet for your CSS code. Like HTML, in CSS as well, there are some keywords that I memorized because I need it very often. So things like color, text transform, font family, and font size, margin, padding, width, etc. So these are keywords that you have to memorize because you're going to be using very often. And for other keywords, you have to just look for on a W3 school. So in this website, in this website, you'll find a whole bunch of different keywords for your CSS. As you can see, you have pretty much everything you need to style your web page. So margin, border, and everything, backgrounds, and everything. Yeah, so you can just copy this code and then yeah, you can just work it out, and you can explore it further. There are plenty of tutorials and guides here. Also the color picker, which is a great thing. You can just pick your color over here and get your hex code, your RGB code. And yeah, guys, that's all for this video. This was a brief introduction to CSS. Of course, there are plenty of stuff that you have to cover yourself. Hopefully you like it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.